He's had the same job layoffs that we have. He has manufacturing and agriculture, and so do we. And he loves our beautiful water, our beautiful Great Lakes that we all are so proud of as a state. In fact, he told me he can sit in his kitchen and look out the window in Chicago and look across the water, and he sees Michigan, not Russia. So on every front, I ask for your support, and I ask also for your diligence in the last few days. You know, there are those that want to stop you from voting, stop others that you know from voting. There will be efforts to challenge people at the polls. There have been court decisions and an attorney general opinion that make it harder for some of those in Michigan to be able to vote. We can't let those things get in the way of exercising what we know to be our God-given right as Americans. And so, please, if you can vote absentee, please do so and avoid the lines. If you can bring a friend, you can bring a family member, a co-worker, someone you know with you, please do so. This is the time. We aren't going to let any kind of foolishness get in the way of this election. Any kinds of tricks or misdeeds getting in the way of this election. This has really got to be about the people in this state and in this country voting. And we have the opportunity to take back our country as Americans. And I hope you will join me in doing that. Thank you very much.
So our next speaker is a man that served as a deputy political director on Obama's Iowa caucus campaign, director of external affairs for the Michigan House of Representatives before heading to Iowa. Prior to that, he was the West Michigan campaign organizer for the Michigan House Democratic Caucus. He has been a good friend to the Yapac. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Deputy State Director and Political Director Mike Blake.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. Good evening. It is a time of celebration, so let us do so, shall we not? I first want to take a brief moment to do some acknowledgments before going into the remarks today. Of course, we should please acknowledge our Senator Debbie Stabenow, one more time if we could. To Mayor O'Reilly, Mayor Cockrell, Senator Coleman, Executive Picano, Representative Polidori, good to see you as always. To all of you, to Yapac who have stood with us, give yourselves a round of applause for being here tonight. And I want to personally acknowledge our Arab American Vote Director for the state, Rashida Tlaib. Rashida, who is also a state representative as well, so it does not end on the 4th but continues after that. This is our moment, is it not?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
This is our moment,
Yes, it
in which, in 9 days, we can change the world. In 9 days, we can finally take that moment and stand up and say we did something different. In 9 days, this country is going to look at itself differently, and the world is going to look at America differently. Because in 9 days, Barack Obama is going to be elected president. I want to thank you for your endorsement of the senator. I want to thank you for the work that you've done, and you should know what you've done for us. You're going to be covering 30 polls for us. You registered over 300 people. You should applaud that. You put words into action. Helped a rally for us. All the things that you have been doing, Yapac has been there from day one. From all the events that we've been doing, it's good to have friends along in this journey. See, this is personal to me, but I'm sure it's personal to everyone, because I was there 20 months ago in Iowa when no one believed we would be at this day. Right? It's okay to admit it. No one knew who he was, no one really believed, no one understood. And it was quiet, and it was lonely, and it was dark. And there was a point just about in August. We were down 17. Everyone was telling us to get out the race. Everyone said it was over. And the senator got on a conference call with everyone. And he said, I want you to envision Inauguration Day. Envision what it's going to be. Envision that you're going to have a president that's going to stand up for you. And not just talk about things, but is going to do things. It's not going to just talk about civil rights. Has been someone that's been fighting for civil rights and is going to make sure to continue to fight for civil rights. Not just going to talk about the Department of Justice, but clean house at the Department of Justice, so we actually have some justice in the Department of Justice. Proactively doing something different. But like I said before, he said, just envision that America is going to look at itself differently, but I need you to work with me. All of this doesn't matter if we don't work for it. All that we have done doesn't mean anything. If you need any more motivation over these last 9 days, I have 2 words for you. The 2 words are New Hampshire.
That's right.
Because there was a point on January 7th when everyone was saying that this race was over. Everyone was looking at the polls, everyone got complacent, everyone thought that everything was done. And we went to bed that night up 9. And everyone on the 8th was saying that he's going to win by 14, he's going to win by 12, he's going to win by 13, and then what happened on that night? Every few moments you were hoping it was going to turn around. You were hoping that he was going to come back, and it didn't happen. We can't afford it not to happen next week. See, Michigan's come too close too many times. Let me give you 3 very quick examples. First example, Gary Peters, who is going to be the next congressman of the 9th District. When Gary Peters ran before for Attorney General, if he would have received 1 more vote per precinct, he would have won Michigan by 1 vote. Think about that. A family member, a relative, a friend could have just stood up and just been with them. 1 more vote, he would have won by 1 vote. Mike Rogers, 8th District, ran against Diane Byram, closest election in the country, 101 votes. What happened? Students from Michigan State showed up that day, wanting to vote, hoping to vote, didn't know about the photo ID law, were confused, couldn't vote, didn't get the chance there. But if we want any more motivation, remember in